Hello and welcome to my garden, what I like to call my little piece of earth, where I grow flowers and vegetables and some weeds. Well, actually lots of weeds most of the time. What you're looking at now is part of my daylilies. Have a large collection, getting close to 200 different varieties, and continue to add every year. So we're going to take a walk down here through these daylily beds. We're going to walk down here and look at what's growing in the raised beds. It's been a while since I've done an update. Had some strong storms. Oh, by the way, today is June 27th. It's about 7 in the evening. Anyway, yesterday we had some strong storms that came through, and it's kind of hard on these tomato plants, but I think they'll be okay. But this is one bed that I have some tomatoes in. This is a pink tie-dye. It's a red and pink stripe. Pretty excited about it. I'm growing it for the first time this year. Over here I have some chocolate cherries. Grew those last year. They're an excellent little cherry tomato. This bed just has a variety of the leftover tomato plants that I had. I've got quite a combination in here. I won't bore you with all of the varieties because they're also represented down here in the big raised bed garden. Right here, this is an interesting little tomato. A friend of mine from Kentucky, well, she lives here, but she was raised in Kentucky. Her dad was a vast seed saver, and anyway, he's been passed away now for 10 or so years, I'm not sure. But anyway, she found some seeds that he had saved. These were in the freezer. Anyway, the result of some of the seeds that he had saved are these little tomatoes, and I've grown these before. It's been a couple of years. I've still got the seed in my freezer, but these are a little they're bigger than a cherry tomato, and there's a little bug there, stink bug I think. They're yellow. Very good yellow tomato. Very good yellow tomato. Grew some yellow pears last year and they were just nasty. Didn't like them at all. Alright, so I've got 2 of those plants. Harvested a few of those already, and hopefully those will be ready to harvest in a couple of days. They've been growing like crazy with all this rain. Alright, so down here we're going to look at the raised beds. It's been about a month since I've done a video, so there's been a lot going on. This first tomato here, let me find some of this is a Pantano Romanesco. Got these seeds from Baker Creek. This is a huge plant, and it's kind of wobbly from the storm. My method of staking is not all that great. I had these flimsy bamboo stakes, and they're just not good. I've got to come up with a better plan. These are San Marzanos. Let me see if I can get these are a little paste tomato. They're good for making sauces and canning. Grew those last year. Over here I have a tomato called Rosso Sicilian. Ooh, and I see one beginning to turn. Oh, how exciting. There's one right there, and this is a beautiful tomato. It has a beautiful fluted shape to it. It's really pretty. Next to it is one called Goldman's Italian American, and it has an odd shape. I was really trying to go for some oddballs this year, things I had never grown before. These also got from Baker's Creek. All these, with the exception of San Marzanos, I purchased the seed from Baker's Creek. And just have some peppers growing in here. Here's some pepperoncini peppers. This is when I was planting these gardens. This is what I called my Italian garden. But there's the pepperoncini peppers there. They're on there. Nice and pretty. Have some basil. Trimmed that this morning. Just kind of topped it off so it'll bush out some more. Got a nice pepper growing here. I'm gonna let it stay and see what color it turns. This was just from a package of mixed seeds called Carnival Mix. And so I'm gonna let this guy turn, and because he might be orange or he might be yellow, he could be chocolate, we don't know. So we're gonna let him turn. So moving right along. Over here, this was the spring bed. It's almost empty. I just have a few carrots over there, a little bit of lettuce, some onions and shallots, and one last cabbage. He's almost ready for me to pick. Cabbage has done really good this year. This was a Copenhagen market. Grew these from seed. This looks really good. There's a little insect damage on here, but you know what? I'd rather eat something that a bug's ate on than something that's been sprayed with some kind of chemical that's going to give me cancer. So I can handle that a lot better than a pesticide. Alright, moving right along. Oh, there's my yarn that I used to tie my tomatoes up with, and pick that up. Alright, over here in this bed I have some tomatoes. Got lots of tomatoes this year. I just went tomato crazy when I was ordering my seed. These are green zebras. Grew them last year. It's a little yellow and green striped tomato. Very yummy. Behind that is some yellow squash. And behind that on the trellis I have growing some pole beans, and these are the Cherokee Trellis. Let me show you from this view. They're doing really, really well. Noticing a little bit of maybe bean beetle damage. Have to start coming out here and looking, but they're doing nicely. Climbing up on these nice trellises that my husband was so sweet to build for me. So moving right along, we have over here we have pink tie-dye, which is what I showed you up there. Here is one called Gypsy. Has a little fruit on it. Here's one. This one is Belgium Giant. Alright. Over here in this bed have some, was my salsa garden. So I have some hot peppers. Well, I have a pepperoncini here. And this is called mild jalapeno. These seeds I got from Walmart. They were like 50 cents for a pack of seeds. And really had a hard time. They just did not want to grow well after they germinated. Out of about 10 seeds that I started, I only wound up with 3 plants, I think. Not good results there. This is an ancho pepper. And here is an Anaheim, which is a little bit milder. So I have some onions behind there. Here we have a black tomato. I got these, where did I get these seeds? Reamer seed, I think, if I'm saying that right. But when it ripens, it's a very, very dark purple. And the name of the seed is just black. Got some nice clusters on there. Have some corn, early sun-glow corn. This was just kind of an experiment to see if I could do corn in a raised bed. I have my main crop of corn in my large row garden next to me over here, where I grow candy corn and peaches and cream corn. This just, I don't know, there's a little bitty ear that's silken up, but I just don't know. Oh well. And over here I have a purple tomatillo. Now these, I don't know, I tried to tie them up and I think I've don't know what I've done to them, but the sun will draw them back out tomorrow. But these are purple tomatillas, and I grew these last year from seed, and I bought this seed at the co-op, our local co-op, and it said purple tomatilla, but I had about 6 plants last year. Out of those 6 plants, only one of the plants was actually a purple tomatilla. The other ones were just the regular green, so I don't know. So we'll see. Back here, I have a Polish linguiça, which, I do not like that yellowing on there. Treated these with a hydrogen peroxide spray, so hopefully it won't continue. I'll probably get out here tomorrow and clip those. These are Polish linguiças. Those look really nice. And then the plant next to it's the Polish linguiça. Back here I have some more pole beans. These are Lazy Housewife. Interestingly, they got their name because they do not have strings, so therefore they're the perfect pole bean for a lazy housewife. And they're coming along nicely. This is about a month's worth of growth. Planted these about 4 weeks ago. And in front of that I have more tomatoes. Here's another gypsy. I have some little fruit on there. Here's a Campari, which I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that in just a minute. Here's another black tomato, like I just showed you. And then another pink tie-dye. And here's some more daylilies. I'll give you a shot of these. Got another daylily bed up there, and here's my poor blueberries that I've tried to cover with netting to keep the birds off, but as you can see, the wind likes to blow that netting around, and it's just kind of hanging there, not really helping, so I've got to fix that. But here's some more of my daylilies that I have in the yard. Alright, over here, this is my last raised bed. I just have some French dwarf marigolds in the front here just to make it pretty, and I always heard marigolds are good for the garden because they keep away, I believe they're supposed to keep away aphids, and I'm sure they attract beneficial insects. This little tomato here, you'll notice is a potato leaf tomato. And this one is called Black Seaman, and it's a pink and green tomato. Looks really pretty in the photographs I've seen. It's a little cluster there, but got a few others in the other gardens and not really seeing it produce much yet. So here's another San Marzano with a few little fruits. Now this one here, this is the one I was going to talk to you a little bit about. This is, I'm just calling it my Campari tomato. What I did was this winter, I bought a package of those little Campari tomatoes you can get at the grocery store. And they are so yummy. They're about the closest thing you can get to a homegrown tomato in the wintertime. Anyway, I saved some of the seed off of them and grew plants from them. And this is so far what I've got. I think the Camparis that they grow for the market are hybrid, so these probably aren't going to be just like the ones I get in the grocery store, but they should be close. And this is a nice little cluster. I like the way they are making that little cluster there, so excited to see what becomes of those. Oh, now this little tomato is from the catalog, it's a Johnny Flame. Hope I'm saying that right. It's a little orange tomato. The description said it was small. I'm thinking that's probably about as big as it's going to get. So, and this little plant here is kind of struggling, but I think it'll come out of it. And then back here, I have more pole beans, and these are the rattlesnake pole beans. These I grew last year, and they are yummy. They have a brown seed, and they are yummy. I'm climbing up this nice little trellis that my husband was so nice to make for me using electrical conduit. Super easy. Alright, well that's it for this garden. Oh, let me show you over here. I have in the foreground this bed. I have some nasturtiums, which I just love nasturtiums. So pretty. And I have a volunteer watermelon plant over here. So I think I'll just let him grow and see what happens. Alright, well thanks for coming out to my garden with me, and enjoy gardening on your little piece of earth.